Hello again. If only Britain had a leader strong enough to order a partial mobilisation of our armed forces to tackle the threats to our borders and the security of the realm. Watching events in the United States shows us what could be done if a nation has the right men in charge. The southern border of the United States, the one with Mexico, was being routinely breached and thousands of people were entering the country illegally. Donald Trump said that he would stop this happening and also that he would start removing those who had forced their way into America and had no right to be there. These people are invaders. They are enemy aliens. Efforts to round up those people have been frustrated and protests have turned into riots, a fairly typical scenario, one which we have often seen in Europe when the police try to do something in immigrant districts. Because the president thought that the local police were not being tough enough or were unable to deal with the situation, he activated a little known law, namely Title 10 of the US Code on Armed Services. This allows the federal government to deploy the National Guard if, and I quote, there is a rebellion or danger of a rebellion against the authority of the government of the United States. Well, that is precisely what is happening. There has been a fuss because it is 60 years since an American president behaved in such a fashion, and some left wing types are grumbling that it's unfair. As if that's not enough, a unit of Marines has been put on standby, and they're likely to be sent into action as well. I can see this leading to the de facto imposition of martial law. The president feels that the American nation faces what is practically a state of insurrection, with foreign enemies entering the country and behaving aggressively towards the forces of law and order. Yeah. If the civil power cannot control such a state of affairs, then sending in the military makes perfect sense. What I'm wondering is why Britain does not feel able to take similar steps. We have a law which specifically enables the government to do this. It's called the 2004 Civil Contingencies Act. By declaring a state of emergency, Keir Starmer could then offer military aid to the civil authorities. In other words, those boats which are now routinely threatening the integrity of our borders could be treated as an emergency and the armed forces used to tackle the situation. Now that America has acted as a pioneer in this matter, why on earth can't we follow suit?